Hello, my crafty people. I just been playing with some items here. I want to first welcome you to my channel. I'm glad you're here. I'm doing this video because I have a couple of friends, and including my sister, that they just bought a Cricut, and I wanted to give them an idea of what to think, of things that they can do. Not only that, at the same time, how they can save on paper, because at the beginning, when I first got my first Cricut, I have a friend that said to me, "Oh my God, get ready to waste a lot of paper." And she was also new to Cricut, probably 6 months before me, and since then I've learned a few little tricks how to use my extras and whatnot. But as you can see, I have all these wonderful keys here, and I've been playing with some keys. I found this one, and let me see if I can I gotta move a couple of things from my desk here, because I want to show you. Um, I've been playing with this key. I did get it from Cricut. I did make it 5.5 by 2.25 inches. This is 2.25 and this is 5.5. And we were doing a swap and we were decorating some keys, and I went ahead and I did some cuts. However, I layered them up and I did 8 cuts. Now, for those that are new to Cricut, this is what I ended up with, and I just wanted to share it with you. Once I layered it up, you see the thickness. It depends on the thickness of paper, the weight that you use. It could be thicker, it could be less. It's really entirely up to you. You can also use cardboard or chipboard, and you would have to cut less. If you have a Cricut Maker, you don't have to worry about it, because Cricut Maker can do anything. If you, and I have one, if you have a Cricut Explorer or that family, I think there are some limitations as to what kind of paper you can cut, but please don't quote me on it. I haven't gone and ventured off, but I wanted to give you an idea of different things that I've done. This is here for a reason, but I went ahead and I used my Cricut mat, and as you can see, I use my scraps to the limit. Okay? When I first cut the key, I'm gonna lay this on here. This is my Cricut mat. I'm gonna leave it as is. I mean, it's gotten a lot of use. But when I first put my keys in the system for Cricut, I was only able to get 3 keys on my mat, and this is pretty much, actually it was 2, so let's not show that one. I was only able to get 2 because of the size, and playing around with them, I realized that one of the things that you could do with Cricut, and again, this is a tutorial for people that are just starting to use Cricut, is that I can take my keys and I can move them around, because we have that capability in Cricut, and I could put them one on top of the other, or one below the other. So this way, I have all this extra paper. Now, when I did that, I cut the first 2 keys, and then I flipped my paper when I removed my key, because I needed to make 8 to stack them up. So this is what I ended up with. That's the key. So I cut 2 more out of here, and then let's see, I did that one, then I did the top 2, and then I flipped my paper. This is an 8.5 by 11. I flipped it that way, and by flipping it that way, I ended up with a key over here, and then I was able to flip it this way, and I did another key over here. With that being said, this is what I ended up after doing all those flippings. I was able to make 6 keys. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keys out of one sheet of paper. This one cut in a little bit into, it was missing just a bit of a corner there. And believe me, there's ways that you can fix that. Next time, I need to know that instead of when I'm putting my paper here, instead of using my margin on the mat, I just need to bring it down a tad, and then that way my key will move up. Does that make sense? Okay, so like I said, I started with 2 keys, then I flipped it, I made an extra key, and I still had this extra space. So what I did was I flipped the paper again, and I ended up with 4 keys out of one sheet. Then I said, you know what, Edna, maybe you should just rearrange your keys. And that's exactly what I did. I rearranged my keys because you're able to do that in Cricut. Put them side by side. And again, I flipped my paper this way, and I cut the other 2. And then I went ahead and I flipped my paper this way. That's how I cut this one. And then I took the paper and flipped it that way, and I was able to cut this one. So I was able to get 6 keys out of one sheet of paper after multiple tries, because I had done these keys for a swap. And I have all these extra little bits here, but you know, those little bits don't go to waste. Nothing in paper land goes to waste. So even though that you're playing with your Cricut, you can go ahead and use as much as you can. Now this one, I'm going to put it right over there. That's just an extra one. So with that being said, when I cut my keys, I ended up with this little piece center that goes right, let me see if I can put it right. It goes right in here. It fits in perfectly. But again, like I said, nothing absolutely goes to waste. So what did I do with these pieces? First of all, let me retract a little, and this is what I did with my key. Let me put this over here. I layered them up. I created layers, 8 layers, because my paper weight was very lightweight. I got it at Walmart. I think it's 65 pounds. But like I said, you can use different kinds of weights, and depending on the weight, that's how thick your key will be, which in this case, my 8 layers, it's about, I don't know, I would say a little less than a 1/4 of an inch. And this is pretty sturdy for you to decorate or give to someone. Also, with the little center, I took them and I glued them together because I have a whole bunch, and like I said, they don't go to waste. And I created this little piece right here. Now, I did have, I only made 1 key that had pattern paper. That pattern paper, I went ahead and I also, I don't know if you can pick it up in the camera, but I did some gold foiling on it. The lighting, I can't put my light on. But, you know, you can do anything with your papers. I'm trying to see. I just scribbled on it. Maybe if I hold it steady. I'm not really sure whether you can see it or not. A little bit right there at the end over here. But all I did was just some scribbling, so then that way the paper would have a little bit of more decoration than just blue. But anyways, you know, sometimes on camera things don't pick up, but anyhow, I took the center of the keys. I took, this one has 4 altogether. I took 3 of the white, and the leftover of the pattern one that I had laid on top, I glued them together and I made this little piece. This is an embellishment for just about anything. I like to make like envelopes and make my own envelopes when I'm doing my my swaps, and you know, create a nice presentation. So you can take these and you can do just about anything with them. Another thing that you could do is with some of the leftover pieces, I went around and I did an odd shape because this is not exactly like even, and you can go ahead and create something like this, probably with a different color background, and use it for an embellishment, adding to something. Now, this one particularly, I am using it this way. Let me take the key that is already done and dried. I also did a little bit of foiling on here. You can use glitter. I am going to be placing it on top of there, and I am going to hot glue gun it. I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and it's going to look something like this. I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer, probably centralize it a little bit better. And I printed a complete sheet of 8.5 by 11 from my paper stash that I have in my computer, and I went ahead and I did a little bit of foiling. I want to do some more foiling once I'm done decorating the key, but like I said, I am going to glue that on there, and up here I am going to be putting a floating butterfly. This I'm going to be decorating, but I'll show you in a minute. I'll come back to it. Let me sit it right there. Sorry, I forgot one of my pieces. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for waiting. I really appreciate it. I should have had this on my desk. But anyhow, my girlfriend sells paparazzi jewelry, and whenever I like something that I can see that I can use for my crafting, or if I like it for myself, I usually just go ahead and buy 2. Not only can I use what I get from her for myself, but I could also use it to decorate. In this case, what I'm going to be doing with this is, and don't forget, you can also use the earrings to dangle on charms. But I'm going to be placing this right here, and it's going to look something like that, which is going to look really pretty. And then I'm going to put the butterfly up here. I am going to be cutting it and embossing it just as well. But I think you get the idea, right? Okay. The reason why I buy paparazzi jewelry from my girlfriend Yesenia, and I usually, like I said, when I like to items that I want to use to decorate, or if I like them for myself, anything that has bling bling, I just buy 2. Why? Because her items are only $5 a piece. Not only can I use the earrings for dangles, but I can also, with my pliers, I can cut the chain and I could make it however I want. And in this case, once I glue this, I'm going to take these jump rings off, or maybe not. Just open that one at the end and let this dangle from my key. So it's gonna be looking something like this, but I know I'm detouring myself a little, and then I can put a few charms, and the key will be right here. This would be on the key, and this is going to dangle. Anyhow, going back to my Cricut and how you can save on paper and the different things that you could do using your scraps. So I'm going to be putting the butterfly on that one. That one is ready to go. I already have my jewelry piece. I have the earrings that I'm going to be using as charms, and I'm going to add some additional charms, and all that is going to get glued here, and it's going to come down this way, and I'm going to put the butterfly up here and emboss it. So I will be showing it in another video once I'm done. What I did was, like I said, I stacked up my keys, and I did 8 of them. I glued them with my glitter glue. I have it in this little bottle, but you can use any kind of glue that you feel that it's going to hold. Just keep in mind that in warmer weather, glue has a tendency after a while to separate. I love to use my art glitter glue from May. And from the 8.5 by 11 pattern paper, I cut these 3, or actually 4, because there were 4. I just gave one away to my girlfriend Jasenia, who just stopped by to drop me off this piece that I needed to create the ski. But anyhow, I went ahead and I saved the pieces that I had. It's a total of say 6, and I have some scraps left. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this over here, and I'm going to embellish it with that paparazzi jewelry. The other thing that I did with the opening from this one is that I created like a little fishtail, probably for if you like to do junk journals, or you want to use a tab, or you're decorating a gift bag, or you're embellishing a swap, and you've created your own envelope and you want them to know exactly where to open it. You know, this is a great idea. It's just like the little circle, the 1-inch circle that you fold in half and you can use as a tab in something. So that's what I did with the leftovers. So I had plenty of white ones, so I glued 2 white ones, and then I took a regular white one and I glued it onto the color one, so then that way it would be hard enough and it wouldn't tear. And then this, I'm going to be using it probably on a gift bag, or you could use it on a card, a memory dex card, anything that you really want to attach it to. I had another cut and it wasn't working out at the beginning when I was playing with it, and I ended up with this leftover extra piece, and this is how this falls into place. So you know, I don't throw away any of my scraps, because eventually I end up creating something with it. And like I said, here how I put that one together, that little tail, I took a blank one, I took the pattern one, and I got the 2. And of course, you know, you have to make sure you play with them and you glue them properly. Let's see. You have to find the right way. Nope. And then pay attention to the bottom of the... I glued them together. I glued this on top, just on the edge up here and down here. So this little lip down here could be lifted, as you can see. Then I glue these other 2 again on the top. These 2 are completely glued together. These 2 are completely glued together. And then I glued this on top of here, and I added glue just all the way around. I'm a little bit out of focus. But anyhow, this is what I came up with, and that way I can reuse these extra little pieces of paper. If you want to accentuate your paper to bring it up and shine a little more, this one is just one piece. I had still a little piece left over because I had not played on positioning my keys perfectly, and I ended up with just this one piece. This bottom section didn't come out all that well. It cut up into a blank space, but I wasn't going to waste the key. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this on here. I'm going to make sure I put a little bit of pattern paper. I'm pretty sure with this extra here I can create that section that I am missing. So that would be another topping. Like I said, nothing absolutely goes to waste. I did use foil, even though you couldn't see it on that piece of paper that I showed you earlier, which I just moved. I just used regular foil. I used my stylus and I just scribbled on it, and that gave it a little bit more of life. The lighting in the room is not all that great. If I put my upper lamp, it's not gonna show. Another thing that you can use is the Cosmic gilding flakes, and normally I use this with my glue. I scribble whatever I want on the paper, on the pattern paper, and then I pour the glue. Now this can be a little messy. You may want to use a little box, but with that being said, that's how I went ahead and I created all these different things, and how I am going to be creating this for the gift bag as a lift. This something to embellish and add some flowers or bling bling or sequins or whatever you want to add to it. These are keys that are in process of being made. This one is already all put together. All I need to do is now embellish it and add this little part up here, and I'll be showing it in another video once I'm done with it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been a little bit educational for those that just started playing with their Cricut. I hope I didn't confuse you. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach me at any time. Especially some of my friends that have just gotten their Cricut machines, and I'll be more than happy to help you or answer any questions. But this is how I've created all these things and the additional ones that I was able to with my scraps. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like if you like the video at the end, and subscribe to my channel. I will be having other videos coming soon. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day.